You're welcome to Bliss TV, and we're currently on episode 15 of Where We Got It Wrong by Mr. Aloy. You're welcome back. Here we see the uncle and the aunt sitting outside of the house, and immediately we see them shocked. What could be making them shocked? As they looked afar off, they saw a woman coming with a young girl. As she was coming, she was crying. They were wondering, and as they looked at her, they grabbed her, and they were wondering where she has been all this while. Wow, this is Ejike's sister Chinwe, who has been away from them for so long, for a couple of years now. And they were wondering where she was. She knelt down and hugged her uncle, and as they welcomed her, they were asking, where has she been all these years? That they were told that she died. She now looked at them and told them that she has really suffered, that she has really gone through a lot. They all said, at least you should have reached out to somebody. You should have tried to send a message to them. She now said, wow, that she's been through a whole lot, that what she has been through is so horrible. She now started the story. She told them how she went to look out for her brother in the city because her parents needed to get across to him. She waited in front of the gate for so long till it was night. Then she saw a car parked. She stood up and saw that it was her brother. As she walked close and tried to hug the brother, that was how he gave her a hot slap. Wow! Courage, you gave your sister a hot slap. And he told her not to touch him with her dirty hands. That was she doing in front of his house. She now said, oh, that she is Chinwe, his sister, and that she has come to look for him, that she was given his address. He now told her that he doesn't have any sister, neither does he have any family, that she should leave right now. He was looking so annoyed as she tried to talk to him. He told her to leave right now. She explained that she got his address from a friend. She was not asking why he left them, that after he got a settlement from the place where he was learning the trade, he just disappeared into thin air. They didn't hear from him. That right now, their father and mother needs him, that they need him to come home. He now faced her and told her that he doesn't have any family, that they should leave him alone, that he's okay the way he is. He's okay being alone. And he told her to leave right now. She now wondered whether her brother was joking, and as she was about to come close, he just took her and pushed her away and told her to leave the front of his house. Wow! Courage. I can't believe you threw your sister right onto the road in the middle of the night with nowhere to go. So you've been doing this way long before we ever even knew. I can't believe you did this to your younger sister. Now I understand where the brutality is coming from. That was why it was so easy for you to throw your mother out of the house in the night. Courage. Why would you do this to your sister, your own blood sister? See the face of wickedness. And that was how she had to walk around in the middle of the night with nowhere to go. Can you just imagine that? Nowhere to go in the middle of the night. And here we see a car coming right behind her back. And as this car stopped, they opened it and they dragged her into the car, kidnapping her and taking her away. They locked the car and they drove off. That was how she now started recounting her experiences, that they took her to a factory where there were so many other women. They would impregnate them, and when they give birth, they would sell the children. Can you see the kind of wickedness that exists in our world? Can you see the kind of trafficking that exists? Women trafficking, baby trafficking. Wow, she has really been through a lot. She now told them that that's how she got her baby. That while she was pregnant, the policemen came around and raided the place and took them to another location. That while she was pregnant, policemen came and raided the place and took them away to another place with other women. And she gave birth to her child while she was in that place. That most other women could not even take care of the children. They had to take the children to the orphanage. But she didn't want to give her child up for adoption. She didn't want to give up her child. So she had to look for work. The uncle was now saying, why didn't she come all this while? Why didn't she even try to send a message or call or find a way to come to their place? She now told him that she went through a lot. That was not the plan, that she thought she could fend for herself, but even with the job, she could not fend for herself, so she had to go to Osho State to meet a friend. And that was where she now had to stay, and it was so tough for her. The auntie now said, but she could have come back, that this is her house, that at least her mother would have set eyes on her before she died. She now said she couldn't come because it was so shameful, that her parents could even barely feed, that she would now come with her daughter, that would have been so shameful. That's why she didn't show up, that her friend had to come and tell them she had died out of fear. The auntie now said, HEK, why would you be so wicked to your own sister? Chinwe now said she is ready for her brother, that when she sets her eyes on him, she's going to teach him a lesson he will never forget. And I'm thinking, Chinwe is full of bitterness right now. She is so pained. She's so bitter. And she's ready to teach her brother a lesson. I hope it won't be too late for courage, because his sister is here right now to teach him a lesson. I hope he learns. And here we're back to the village and we see the elders. But they said they would not commence with the meeting except Dan and his wife leaves. That they would not have this meeting with them being present in the meeting. And I'm wondering, Dan, are you back here again? I thought you should have learnt your lesson that you're not needed here. And that was how Chioma looked at the elders and said, why are they always humiliating her husband? And Dan looked at her and told her not to defend him, that he can talk for himself. And I'm wondering, your wife is even standing up for you. You cannot even give her that respect. All you can do is back orders at her to keep quiet. Dan, why can't you change your attitude to your wife? She's standing up for you, asking why the elders are humiliating you, and all you can do is humiliate her back. What kind of husband are you? That was how HK just told him to please excuse them, because they wouldn't want to waste their time again in the presence of the elders. And that was how he had to leave, he and his wife. Yes, they did the right thing. Dan, you have met your match. It's time for you to leave the meeting. And so the elders now faced Courage and told him that he had all this while neglected his responsibilities, that he has to live up to his responsibilities before they even proceed with any form of burial arrangement. He now told them to name their price. And I'm thinking to myself, Courage, you are still talking about money. Even Andy had to shut him down that everything's not about money. And so this elder looked at him and said, oh, so you have money. You have money, HK, the big boy. Yes, welcome to the club. But here in the village, they have customs, they have norms, they have traditions, and they have values that they hold so dearly above money. So that first and foremost, he will have to ensure that his parents are not buried in a strange land. That they will not allow him bury his mother in a strange land. That because they have a land, they have a place that had collapsed, and because they have a place that had collapsed, he has to rebuild that place into a mansion. He was now looking at them, but what are they talking about? Are they talking about a house or a toy here? Now said, apart from that, they will be the one to choose the kind of house that will be built. That he's going to build a mansion for his mother, and his mother will be buried inside of that mansion. And I'm like, wow. I knew that the elders were going to give him a fine, but I didn't know that it was going to be this heavy. A mansion to be built for a dead person? This is huge. This is huge. This is massive. He now looked at them, laughing, wondering, what are they talking about? And the elders were just looking at him as he was laughing. He now said, what are they talking about? That is he an ATM or a bank? So this is their ploy, their strategy to get free money from him, that their plan and their ploy is not going to work. That he's not going to sit down and listen to all this crap that they are saying. He now looked at them, stretching his hand and saying that they are all stupid, that they're all deranged, that they're all mad. And I'm like, Courage, out of your mouth. Out of your mouth. The elders were still looking at him. He now said he was not going to sit down inside of this kind of meeting, that he is not going to sit down with them to start discussing this kind of rubbish. He now stood up and left the meeting. And I'm like, wow. AGK, Courage, I knew that your anger could be really, really bad, but this is terrible. You stand up against the elders, raising your hand, calling them names. Andy and Munachi and Rita started begging. Andy started begging. Munachi started begging. Rita started begging. The elders were still looking. Muna knelt down on the floor, started begging the elders. And I'm like, wow, Muna, you're such a wonderful woman. You're such a woman with a good heart. Begging the elders to please forgive her husband, that she's not taking it against him. I'm like, wow, this woman is such a good woman. The elders now said, well, let him be playing. That when his eyes are cleared, he will come back begging. And yes, he's going to come back and beg them. But I hope it's not going to be too late, because right now, he has incurred their wrath. He has incurred their anger, and he's going to pay heavily for this. Please, my people, what do you think about this? This is really terrible. I know that they were going to give him a levy, but I didn't know it was going to be this tough. I'm like wondering, elders, this is too heavy. This is too tough. I knew they were going to give him a heavy fine, but I didn't expect that he would ask him to build a mansion that his mother would be laid to rest in. This is really tough and really heavy. Oh, what do you think about this? Can you please drop your comments in the comment section? I'd like to know what you think about this. Do you think that what the elders said is proper? Do you think that this is the right thing to do? Please, I'd like to hear from you. And if you haven't liked this video up to this point, please go ahead and like the video. And if you wouldn't mind, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in episode 16. Take care.